In this video, I show you how to replace a Toyota Corolla valve cover gasket. Here's a list of tools you may need, and also a list of some cleaning items you may need to clean the gasket cover and the engine body. In this video, right here, you see 2 nuts which you need to remove to remove the cover, and 2 push clips that you need to remove. After that, you got 4 bolts on the ignition plugs, right where the spark plugs go, and then there's a bracket that holds the wiring with 2 nuts. These are all 10 millimeter. You'll need to remove this hose here and this hose here. Use your pliers and pull those hoses off. And on this picture, it's easier to see, there's 11 bolts you need to remove. This one here, right, this one is a 12 millimeter, the rest are 10 millimeter. Then on the center, you got 2 10 millimeters. This is where the gasket goes all around the perimeter. You want to clean that, and then goes around the spark plug openings, and you want to clean those good. Make sure you remove all debris, all sticky grease or old gaskets before you put in the new one, otherwise you'll have more leaks. You also want to clean the perimeter of the engine body. Clean it, scrape it off real good with a blade. Don't scratch the surface, just scrape off any foreign objects, anything that's caked on there. I use a steel wool to clean it. After cleaning with the solvents and the degreasers, put on your gasket, and then right here we have a RTV gasket. This one says automatic transmission. It deals with the heat good. You could also use it on the engine. Right here we put it right at the seam where the engine body meets the timing belt cover. Just because there's a little opening, that's where my leak was. Put a little liquid gasket on there and then pop the cover on. You inspect that the gasket is in fully. Nothing's sticking out, nothing's popping way too far in. Make sure it's on there real good before you start putting all the bolts on. You'll also want to check the openings for the spark plugs before you crank anything down. Make sure you don't see any gasket. The gasket should be right in the rim. Once you check, tighten everything slightly snug. You don't want to tighten everything down too hard. You want to tighten it down with a torque wrench. So hand tight everything. Try to use like a star pattern or one end to the other. And I use this book for my torque specs, and in this book it shows that we're 89 inch-pounds all around the cover, and also those 2 bolts right by the spark plugs. There's a torque wrench. Torque everything again from one end, then you go to the other end, and so forth. They always, like a car tire, you want to do a star pattern so you're not cranking one side down. Once you got that all in, and go ahead, put your hoses back in. Put your ignition plugs back in, the bracket back in. Everything there is 10 millimeter. Make sure your hoses are tight, clipped on real good. If they're bad, those clamps, replace them. Put your cover back on. You're almost done. Fill it up with oil and you're good to go. Drive it, check it, and good luck. Thanks for watching.